So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you or showing you how to cut a button-down baggy shirt. You can adjust the measurement depending on whatever measurement you like, but because I'm making a baggy shirt, I'm going to be using my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 4 inches. Every measurement I'm using here, I'm going to be adding 4 inches to it. So let's get started. Now the first thing you're going to do is to come down by 1 inch. Come down by 1 inch, and then use your ruler to draw the line across. I'll cut the back area first. Now the full length for my top is 21. I'm going to be using 21 inches. So I'm just going to mark 21 inches here plus half inch allowance. So I'm going to be using 21.5. And then I'm just going to draw the line across. So my shoulder measurement for this particular style is 17 inches. 17 inches divided by 2 will give you 8.5. So I'm going to put 8.5 here, and then I'm going to add 4 inches to it. Now I'm going to get my shoulder to nipple measurement, which is 10 plus half inch. So I'm using 10.5. So I'm just going to draw a line across like this. Remember, if you don't want this to be too baggy, you can just add like 2 inches or 2.5 inches if you don't want it to be very baggy. So I'm going to come down by 1 inch here for my shoulder slope, and for the neck area, I'll be using 3 inches. And for the width, I'm going to be using 1.5. So I'm just going to draw it like this, and then connect those ones to this place. Then for the armhole measurement, you're going to divide your bust measurement divided by 6 plus 1.5. So for mine, I'll be using 8 inches, and I'm going to add extra 1 inch for each. Remember, it's not fitted, so I'm going to be using 9 inches for my armhole depth. So the bust measurement, your bust measurement divided by 4. So the bust measurement for this particular outfit is 40 plus 4 inches. Again, if you don't want this to be too baggy, you can reduce it. Please feel free to reduce the measurements, okay? So we have 14 inches here, and I'm just going to extend the 14 inches to the down area. And then I'm just going to connect this line. Okay, this is 12.5. I'm just extending the shoulder measurement so that I can draw my line. So you're just going to extend this like this. So this is what you should have. This is your armhole. Then you cut it. So this is the back part of our shirt. Let's cut the front part. For the front part of our shirt, you're going to measure 2 inches for your buttonhole. Just draw the line across all the way to the down part, and then you join the line. Then all you just have to do is to place the back that we just cut, like so, and you just cut it out. Now for the neck area, for the front, we'll be using, remember for the back we use 1.5, but for the front we'll be using 3 inches for the depth of the neck. We'll be using 3 inches, and for the width, we're going to be using 3 inches as well. So just marking it. So this is for the front and this is the back, and then you open up this part. So remember we cut 2 inches here. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and gum what's it called, paper stay. Paper stay or hair stay. If you have, is it hair stay they call it? Interfacing, yeah, just gum interfacing just on this 2 inches part. So I'm just going to do that and then come back. So this is what the front looks like after I've got my interfacing to it. This is the two. So you see that one is more than the interfacing. So please, when you're taking your own measurements, or before you come in, please measure your interfacing 2 inches before coming into your fabric or your material. So the next step is to go ahead and join the shoulder. So we are going to join the shoulder with half inch. Join the other one with half inch. for this side, we're going to fold this in with 1/2 inch. So normally this fold is supposed to stop here, but because my interfacing passed the 2 inch or 2 inches, I'm just going to use it to cover the interfacing because I don't want it to show. And because I love to be extra, I'm just going to sew another top stitch another one here. There's no reason, just because I just want to do it. If you like, you can. If you like, you can leave it. Do the same thing for the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and iron these two sides out, then weave my shoulder and then iron it, then come back. So after weaving and ironing, this is what I have. You see how clean it is. Please endeavor to always iron while sewing. It gives you a clean finishing. So the next thing I did was to top stitch on the shoulder line. There is no reason for top stitching. I just like to do it because it gives it this already made look. You know, if you've bought all these button down shirts from the market, when you look at it, you see that the shoulder part, they top stitch the shoulder part. So I just like doing that. So I did that for the both shoulder area. After that, I went on to work on my pockets. Now for the pocket, I used 9 by 10. Yes, 9 inches by 10 inches. That's what I used to cut my my pockets. So go ahead and get I measured 9.9 by 10. The width should be 10 and the length should be 9. Now the reason why I'm using 10 inches is because we are going to be sewing in 1 inch. You can do this if you like. If you don't like, you can just do a straight pocket, but because I wanted to have this cargo pocket look, that is why I went ahead to add 1 inch to my measurement. Okay, so after doing that, I ironed it out. Then this is me marking the 1 inch. Now we are going to stitch on this 1 inch on the both pockets. You just stitch, or you just run your stitch all the way like you see me marking it in the video. So I already stitched the 1 inch area. Then after doing that, you're going to open it up like this and iron it. Now let's work on the top. Now you're going to go down by 8 inches from your shoulder area. That is where your pocket will start from. Do that on both sides. From your shoulder, go down by 8 inches. Okay. Then after that, from the center front, that is where your button will be. From the center front, you are going to go in by 2.5. Use 2.5. Now you see me folding this pocket. You're going to fold the pocket with 1/2 inch. I initially used 3, but it looks like it was too far apart, so I used 2.5. Again, use 2.5. Now measure that 2.5 on both sides, and then just use your ruler to make a straight line so that the two pockets will align. Okay, then after doing that, you're going to now place your pockets. So after ironing it, this is what I have done. So I went ahead to place my pocket, and I used pins to hold it down before going to my sewing machine so that it doesn't shift. So please use your pins. That you use pins doesn't mean you don't know how to sew. Some people have that mentality, but please make use of your pins. They are there for a reason. We use pins for a reason. So go ahead and pin it down. After pinning it down, the next thing you are going to do is move over to your sewing machine and then sew it all the way. So just sew it the way I'm showing you in the video. Sew it all the way. So after working on your pocket, it's time for us to work on our collar. So you're going to measure what you have from your center front to your center back. So after measuring it, I think I got 9 inches. Then I'm now going to work on my collar. So measure the 9 inches. 9 inches on fold though. Measure the 9 inches like you see me doing. Then you're going to go up by 1 inch. Then just extend, go in by 1 inch again, go up by 1 inch, go in by 1 inch. So I'm just extending that 1 inch to the neck area. So you're going to go up by 2 inches and then just draw a straight line. I was just trying to get the 9 inches. Then draw that a slant line to that 1 inch that you went in by. I don't know if that makes sense. Then give it a little curve. Then I'm just trying to go up by 1 inch and then I drew the line across. Then I'm still going to go up by 2 inches again, just so as to draw my line across and so as to get a straight line. After doing that, you're going to cut it out. And after cutting it out, you move over to your material that you're using to sew your cloth. So the material you're using to sew, you're going to cut it on fold, please. The center of the collar should be on fold. It should not be open. So after cutting it, I just went ahead to, my phone went off. I had no idea. So I went ahead to gum my interfacing. After gumming it, I used 1/2 inch to sew it all the way. Now, while cutting it, I added this 1/2 inch allowance, okay? So after sewing it, this is what you should have. And then I went ahead to notch and then turn it. After turning it, I went on to iron it out. And this is what I have. Now, you can, if you take note, you see that I what's it called, notch the center of that collar, and I also notched the center of the center back of my shirt that I'm working with. Now you're going to place the center of the collar to the center of the shirt and you will just pin it down. Now when you pin down that area, you are going to go on to pin it all the way so that the collar will not be longer than the shirt, or the neck area of the shirt will not be longer than the collar. So just pin it down before sewing. Please make sure you pin it all the way. So I'm just trying to align the the button area to the collar. So pin it down like you see me doing in the video. Again, make sure you use your pins. It's going to give you a clean finishing. So after pinning everything down, you're just going to go ahead and sew it. Sew everything all the way from the point A to point B. Just sew everything with 1/2 inch. Make sure you're using 1/2 inch because that was the what's it called, seam allowance that we added. So just sew it all the way to the other side of your collar like you see me doing in the video. After sewing it, you're going to notch. Be careful not to cut through your stitch. So after notching, go on and iron if you have light. Make sure to cut all your thread. Remember, we are doing clean finishing here. So after that, you're just going to fold it in. Just watch what I'm doing in the video. You fold it in like this and then you sew on it. Make sure it is folded in properly. Make sure you fold that, the starting point, make sure you fold it in properly so that it doesn't give you a rough finishing, okay? After doing that, you're going to fold the other part of it, fold it in with 1/2 inch, like you see me doing. You see me folding it in, then you sew, you top stitch on it. After you are done doing that, you're now going to top stitch on the collar again to give it that already made look. Top stitch on the collar like you see me doing in the video. Make sure you are doing that on a straight line. Your top stitching sorry, should be straight, okay? Just do exactly as I'm doing in the video, and I promise you, you're going to get exactly what I got, okay? Make sure to always cut your thread. Remember, we do knit finishing here. Now, the next thing is to work on the sleeve. Now, I just went on to measure what I have on my armhole, and I think I got 11.5. So I'm going to use that 11.5 to cut my sleeve. So you are going to cut your sleeve on fold. This is just one sleeve that I'm cutting. Then for the cap of the sleeve, to get the cap of the sleeve, you are going to measure 3 inches. Either you use 3 inches or you use 3.5 or you use 4 inches. Anyone can work. Now, I went in by 6 inches, which is the person's round sleeve. Now, after going in by 6 inches, I'm just going to draw a curve like this. Remember, this is a shirt and it doesn't have pleats on the shoulder area. So I measured it and I got 11.5, but I just wanted to just go down a little bit. I wanted the curve to go down a little bit, and that was what I got. I still got the same 11.5, and then I got the length of the sleeve, which I used 11 inches. Now, all these measurements that I've mentioned in this video can work for size 10, size 8, 10, 12, down to 14. A 16 cannot wear this. It might be too tight on a 16, but from size 8 to 14 can wear this. So I just went ahead to shape the sleeve a little bit. Not that the sleeve was tight. It wasn't tight at all. The sleeve is not tight at all. I just gave it a little shaping. Then I went on to cut the second sleeve, like you see me doing in the video. So I used 1 inch to fold the down part of, or the hem of the sleeve. So while cutting the sleeve, I notched the center of the sleeve and I just placed the center of the sleeve to the shoulder. That is where I have my shoulder joining. I just placed it there, used 1/2 inch to sew it from the shoulder to the other side. Then I turned it again and sewed from the shoulder to the other side of it. I hope you understand what I just said. Just follow what I'm doing in the video and I'm sure it will not get you confused, I promise. So after doing that, I did that for the both sleeves. Then after sewing it, I went on to weave what's it called? The joining. That is the sleeve area. This place that you see me sewing. I just went ahead to weave it because when I sew, I weave at once so as to give me a neat finishing. Okay. So after weaving it, I went on to top stitch on that armhole area, but I did not top stitch on the bodies of the cloth. I did the top stitching on the sleeve, the way we did on the shoulder. Again, just to give it that already made look. I did that for the both sleeves. So after doing that, the next thing I had to do was to use 1/2 inch to close both sides of my shirt, and the shirt is ready. I used 1/2 inch to close it, and then I weaved the sides. After weaving the sides, I went on to fold the down part of the shirt. Then you go ahead to do your buttonhole. If you know how to use your butterfly, that is a blackhead butterfly, to do buttonhole, you do that. If you don't know how to do it, just go to the market. There are people who do buttonhole. So I'm going to be taking this to those women that does buttonhole in the market. After doing the buttonhole, I'll sew in my buttons and your shirt is ready. Very easy to make. You can see that I used a separate material for the pocket and the collar because that is how I like it. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.